She was escorted off a flight for looking out of place. Hours later, she cost them $600 million. She wasn't expecting a parade, just a peaceful seat by the window. Olivia Harris had flown this route a dozen times before. Los Angeles to Boston. It was always long and uneventful. A good stretch of air to read, think, and prepare. At 48, she had learned how to move quietly, never needing to announce herself. A tailored blazer, dark jeans, no heels, no logos on her tablet, no loud phone. Calls, just stillness and focus. Her boarding pass read 2A, first class, window. She preferred the left side of the plane, less glare when reading. She tucked her tablet under her arm, offered a soft hi to the passenger in 2OB, and sat down. That was supposed to be it? The flight attendant, young and new by the looks of her, approached with a smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. "Excuse me," she said, her voice tight. "Can I see your boarding pass again?" Olivia blinked, confused, but handed it over. The woman stared at it longer than necessary, then asked, "Are you sure this is your seat?" "I'm in 2A," Olivia replied, her voice even. "Just like it says?" The attendant frowned, mumbled a quick "okay," and walked off. Nothing else. No apology, no smile this time. Olivia felt the shift, the gut feeling you get when the mood around you tightens and the air gets too still. People glancing sideways without moving their heads, someone adjusting their seatbelt too loudly. But she stayed quiet, focused on her notes. Morning, less than 24 hours away. Months of negotiations were coming to a head. Zenith Technologies wanted her company. They just didn't know it was hers. Not yet. But sometimes the flight takes a detour long before takeoff. 10 minutes pass, then 15. The cabin filled slowly. Mostly business travelers. A few familiar faces from the industry. No one spoke much. Just rustling jackets and muffled yawns. Olivia stayed focused on her tablet, running through projections. Then, 2 men boarded the plane with purpose. Not airport staff, but security. Blue uniforms, radios clipped to their shoulders, and that particular kind of silence that comes before something embarrassing happens to someone else. Officer, taller, and in his mid-40s, stepped forward and said her name like a question. "Ma'am, Olivia Harris." She looked up, puzzled. "Yes, can you step off the aircraft with us for a moment?" The entire front cabin seemed to go still. "Why?" she asked slowly, placing her tablet into her tote. "Is something wrong?" The shorter officer looked toward the attendant, who now hovered by the galley, avoiding eye contact. He turned back to Olivia. "There's been a report about a seat issue. We need to verify some information." Olivia exhaled sharply, half amused, half annoyed. "I showed my boarding pass twice. We understand, but we need you to come with us." She paused. "You need me to leave this seat that I paid for, so you can verify something you already verified." The taller officer didn't flinch. "Yes, ma'am." She stood slowly, every eye in the first class on her now. Her seatmate, the man in 2A, didn't say a word, just looked away out the window as if none of it concerned him. No one said anything. Not one person. No one asked a question. No one stood up. She followed the officers down the aisle, tote on her shoulder, her heart thudding in a rhythm she hadn't felt in years, not since her early days pitching in rooms where no one expected the woman of color at the end of the table to be the one leading the call. Out in the jet bridge, the lead officer turned. "We've confirmed your boarding pass is valid," he said. "There was a mistake." Olivia narrowed her eyes. "Mistake? The officer nodded. "Seems the flight attendant thought." He trailed off, then continued. "Never mind. We apologize for the inconvenience." Just like that. No admission, no responsibility, no accountability. Just a mistake. They offered to reboard her, but she shook her head. "I'll take the next flight," she said, calm and sharp. "Send me the rebooking info." She didn't raise her voice. She didn't curse, but the damage was already done, and nobody even knew who they were dealing with. She didn't grab a coffee, didn't scroll on her phone, didn't vent into the void of social media. Olivia sat by gate 14 in Terminal 3, back straight, legs crossed, typing steadily into a folder labeled contingency. A young gate agent approached hesitantly, holding out a fresh boarding pass. "Miss Harris, we've rebooked you on the 6:40 p.m. flight." About the earlier situation, Olivia looked up, Do you know what the situation actually was? She asked, her voice steady. The agent shifted. There was a seat mix-up. There was a seat mix-up, I think. Olivia held his gaze. That's what they told you. He hesitated. That's all I was given, ma'am. She nodded. Thanks. He left quickly. She tapped her tablet again, opened the private notes she'd made for tomorrow's boardroom presentation. Project of Zenith, pages of data, metrics, deal, projections. Their executives thought they were buying just another startup to plug into their aerospace tech portfolio. What they didn't know, what no one knew yet, was that she was the founder, sole shareholder, and majority decision-maker of Harris Systems, the company they'd been chasing for 8 months. She had kept it private by design. Her strategy was always the same, led from the shadows until the ink dried. Then let the world find out. But now, that deal was dead. Not because of the money, not even because of the public humiliation, but because she had seen enough, and Zenith Technologies was about to feel the cost. She boarded the evening flight without incident, same seat, 2A, different crew, no apologies. This time, just stiff smiles and polite nods. When the wheels lifted off the tarmac, Olivia closed her eyes and exhaled deeply. The sky outside was pitch black, not a star in sight. Didn't matter. She had her own direction. But when she had her own direction, landed, she wasn't heading to a boardroom. She was heading for the kill switch. The car service was already waiting. When she landed at Logan International, midnight traffic was light. Olivia didn't say much. The radio. She shook her head. He didn't ask again. By 1:15 a.m., she was back in her Beacon Hill apartment, lights low, city humming somewhere in the background. She kicked off her shoes, poured herself a small glass of ginger tea, and opened her laptop at the kitchen island. One new email from Zenith's head of corporate development. Looking forward to locking things in tomorrow. Board is excited to meet you in person. She stared at it for a second, then hit reply. Subject: change of body. Effective immediately. Harris Systems will be withdrawing from all acquisition talks with Zenith Technologies. We are no longer interested in any form of partnership or merger. No further communication is necessary. Best, Olivia Harris. She clicked send. No explanation, no long statement. Let them figure it out. Let the confusion bloom. She didn't owe them clarity. They never offered her any. Olivia leaned back and closed her laptop. The tea had gone cold. Her phone buzzed. A text from her assistant. Just got a ping. Zenith's team is already checking in for the 9:00 a.m. meeting. Should I cancel the room? Olivia typed back, then added, cancel everything. Also, don't respond to the press. Let them spin for a bit. She got up and walked to the window. New York City lights blinked in the distance. From this height, the world looked small, manageable, understandable. And just like that, Zenith Technologies lost a $600 million deal over a moment they couldn't even describe properly. They thought they were talking to just another vendor, just another signature, just another woman in C2A. But the next morning, they'd learn her name. The whole world would. The first call came in at 7:43 a.m. Gregory Marshall, CFO of Zenith Technologies, stared at his phone like it was broken. He read the email again, then a third email again. The time. Withdrawal. Immediate. No reason. No follow-up. He called Olivia's team. No answer. He called again. Voicemail by A0 of the Zenith Tower. The Zenith Tower in Boston was full. Laptops open. Tension crackling. Anyone know what the hell happened? Someone muttered. No. Nothing. She just ghosted. Why? She didn't ghost. Gregory said, though. She sent a termination note. And why would she do that the night before signing? Heads turned. No one had answers. Only questions. Legal tried calling. PR was looped in. Quiet panic followed. Then the first whisper hit Twitter. A blurry video clip of a woman in first class, calm, wearing a navy blazer, being escorted off a plane. The caption, she had the seat. They kicked her off anyway. Then another clip surfaced. Someone had filmed the security guys approaching her. You could barely hear what was said, but her body language said everything. Quiet, annoyed, annoyed, annoyed. Composed. People started tagging airlines. Then someone identified the flight. Within 2 hours, her name started trending. Olivia Harris, and now the headlines were writing themselves. Black CEO removed from flight despite valid ticket. Olivia Harris terminates $600 million deal after airline incident. Zenith Technologies faces backlash after silent partner walks. The boardroom was now silent partner walk. One junior exec pulled up a Bloomberg profile. Harris Systems is fully private. She owns it all. They were about to buy out a black female CEO and didn't even know it. Someone else chimed in. She's been building this tech for 8 years, quietly. Smart. No leaks. Gregory rubbed his forehead. We didn't even know what she looked like. We never thought to check. Silence again. Then someone from marketing said it out loud. Do you think she backed out because of the plane thing? Gregory didn't respond, but everyone already knew the answer. And outside those glass walls, the stock had already started to fall. Olivia didn't make a statement at first. Chip mug that said, "Still I rise." Headlines stacked up like dominoes, video clips on every feed. Comment sections flooded. Black business leaders, civil rights attorneys, and former colleagues all chimed in. Not one of them was surprised, but one. They were all paying attention now. By day 2, Zenith stock had dropped 7%. By day 3, airlines were issuing half apologies, reviewing protocols, scrambling to manage optics. On day 4, Olivia opened her email and typed a message addressed to no one in particular, just to whom it might concern. Then she shared it my concern with the world. Statement from Olivia Harris. I was escorted off a plane because someone didn't think I belonged in the seat I paid for. Not because of a threat, not because of policy, but because of perception. You saw a black woman in first class and decided that was suspicious? You didn't ask for my name. You didn't check your bias. You didn't speak. You just watched. I wasn't loud. I didn't resist. I didn't cry. I got off the plane and hours later I ended a $600 million deal. That wasn't revenge. That was clarity. This isn't about business. This is about dignity. And you don't get to buy mine. SB, the statement was shared across platforms within hours. It was quoted by Fortune, CNN, The Verge, and TechCrunch. People reposted it with their own stories. Times they were questioned, doubted, watched too closely, especially in places they earned access to. Zenith Technologies never recovered the deal. Investors started asking tougher the deal questions. The board reshuffled by the end of the quarter. But none of that mattered to Olivia. She never said the airline's name. She never gave the security guards' faces any attention. She didn't have to. Something they keep forgetting. You can't measure someone's value by what you expect them to look like. And just because someone doesn't make noise when you disrespect them doesn't mean they won't make a decision that changes everything. So the watch, next time you see someone in a space you didn't expect, might be think twice before assuming they're lost. They might be the reason your company exists or doesn't. What does your silence cost? Speak up. Be better. Respect people, especially when no one's watching.